donated $5, said, I don't have much to say other than gig 'em, and just wanted to contribute to the best damn football podcast on YouTube. Finally getting to catch a show live. Well, Doug, appreciate you, cuz.
Thank you, Doug. And just for that, we're going to pick Texas A&M, Shane.
Nelly.
Big favorites here, as they should be. Texas A&M favored over South Carolina in Kyle Field by 18.5 points. The over-under a little bit low, though, Shane. 47.5 total points. Noon Eastern, 11 a.m. Central, nationally televised on ESPN. Does A&M keep the undefeated season alive and well, or is it a trap game?
There's a part of me, Mike. There's a part of me. I got sucked in earlier, listened to Beamer talk, and I was like, what if? What if they go down here and get this big win, build some confidence, maybe go 3-0 here? I mean, forget October. October's over, right? Just in November, because at the end of the day, that's what people remember, right? So I'd love to say that. I'd love to come out here and say this is a really, really good football game. Could be if there's a little Beamer ball involved, you know what I'm saying? And I think there is that. But 3 field goals will only get you so far, Mark. I got Texas A&M killing South Carolina 35, South Carolina 16.
I thought you were going to say 9.
I gave field goals. I know. I gave him a touchdown. I gave him one.
It is pretty bad, isn't it, Shay, when a coach comes out here and he's like, I love Kyle Field. Yeah. I mean, it's the best environment in all of college football. And then he's got to be like, hey, I saw someone posted about it. I try to give him a compliment. I love it down there. They're great. I mean, he's like kissing her ass to such a degree as if maybe Coach Elko will see that and be like, you know what? That Beamer's a good guy. Let's not whip his ass too hard this week. You know what?
Absolutely.
But after last week, again, could this be a trap game? I say hell no, because of what happened. I said last week, but last season is what I meant, Shane. There was 8 or 9 missed sacks that A&M had on Lenore Sellers. So you know that he's got to have the full attention of that Texas A&M defense, because they're more than aware of what he can do to take over a football game. This was a game that really devastated Texas A&M season and begun the downward spiral, and they injured. I mean, not purposely, of course, but this was the game where Le'Veon Moss got injured as well. So this was, this was a tough one. And again, this was when the season went sideways. So we got to ensure that it doesn't happen again. And I don't like that it's not a night. I would have obviously preferred a night game. I think, hell, LSU gets all these night games. They suck. How about we give the best damn team in the SEC some night games? Let's flip it. Let's give it to the team that actually deserves it. Yeah. I know LSU's been relegated to the morning. That's good, because that's where they're supposed to be playing. A&M should be playing at night every night they want to, Shane. Flip it. Give the night games to A&M, I say, till LSU cleans up their act, and it's probably going to be a while. So, I'm just spinning my wheels, Shane, to say I've just been struggling all week to figure out how this could be a competitive football game. Yeah. I just think South Carolina's not going to be able to protect Lenore Sellers. They're we hit on it, what was it, the mailbag show, where maybe if they hit Nick Harbor over the top a couple of times and Lenore Sellers takes control, the South Carolina defense forces some turnovers. I think all that could happen, and A&M could still win this game. So, I think this is going to be potentially really ugly. Lock of the week, buddy. Texas A&M, 38. Give me South Carolina, 13. I think the Aggies cover the 18.5 points. I think it's going to be a tough one.
tough watch. Which game are you looking forward to not rewatching? It's like,
hey, shout out Crazy Carl. Hogs get the boot. LSU wins because Kelly got the boot. And then Jonah Williams enthusiast. Appreciate you, $10. If you had to drop one, would you rather have Texas or Oklahoma in the SEC?
Why are we
picking one?
I don't want to do that. but
No, I think they're both.
No.
I think they're perfect
yeah,
for the
no, I think
SEC.
I would rather there would be another. I would pick another SEC team. I would honestly, I would relegate maybe another team, but I'm not gonna.
Well, you've been
I
trying to
don't
kick
have to.
Vanderbilt out of the league for
I know,
10
I still
years.
well, I mean, Vanderbilt's back.
All right, how about this one, Steven? Another Southeastern Conference battle. We got South Carolina at Texas A&M. The Aggies favored by 18.5 points at home. Over-unders 47.5, so potentially not a lot of points projected to be scored in this one. Noon Eastern, nationally televised on ESPN. Who do you got in the ball game?
Mike, I want to talk about the stakes for this game for Texas A&M, because if they win this game with Samford next week, they will be 11-0 going into the game against Texas. So you can see that if they win these next two, they're a lock to make the playoff. You can't keep an 11-1 or a Texas A&M team that's going to the SEC championship out of the playoff. For South Carolina, there is still a chance to get to a bowl game. 3-6. Can they run the table? I think Coastal Carolina and Clemson are gettable. This is the hardest one, though. It would take a massive, massive upset to knock off Texas A&M. There is also the revenge factor for Texas A&M from losing last season. So just thinking about all of that, and all of the motivation should be on the Texas A&M sideline. You also look at what's new for South Carolina. Coming off the bye week, they've got a coaching change, a new offensive coordinator in Mike Furry. Is there anything they can do to maybe catch Texas A&M off guard a little bit? Do they throw some things out there that A&M didn't prepare for? There's like the element of surprise here for South Carolina. The problem, I think, is even if you're able to do some different things schematically, this is a South Carolina offense that just doesn't match up well. Like if you just go down the list here, there's just mismatches everywhere. I mean, A&M's had some trouble at times stopping the run. South Carolina really doesn't run it well. A&M's got one of the better pass defenses. Third downs. I mean, A&M's defense has been unbelievable on third downs this season, and South Carolina really struggles to convert them because they're in third and long. So, I think if South Carolina is going to win this game, it's got to be a Lenoris Sellers kind of day. He has just got to have the Superman 300, 400-yard kind of performance to pick up this team and carry it to the finish line. That kind of seems unlikely, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what he did. I don't remember the yardage exactly last season, but he had, by my count, something like 8 sacks that should have been credited to A&M, but he broke the tackles, made the play. So, yeah, we're gonna need a heroic performance like that just to perhaps make us a competitive ball game.
And thinking about that Clemson game at the end of the year too, all the broken yardage, broken tackles converted into yardage. He had 350 total yards against Texas A&M last year. He might need more than that on Saturday for South Carolina to pull off the upset. I think maybe the element of surprise helps this offense early, but I think when the game settles in, I think it's going to be hard for the offense for South Carolina to keep pace.
Yeah, unless we got some new wrinkles here, Steven. Without Shula, maybe it opens everything up. I think all that's kind of overrated, but who knows? I mean, if I'm a Gamecock, that's kind of my wild card, and maybe we could pull some Beamer ball. Of course, it's looking like Elko ball is more proficient, with the fake punts, punt return against LSU. I think even A&M's better on special teams in Carolina.
That's the hard part too. I mean, that's the hard part for South Carolina, but also the opportunity for Texas A&M, because if you just think about where this team could go, I mean, there's not a ton of weaknesses on this team for Texas A&M. And so like that added dimension of having good special teams to where you can convert a fake punt, maybe you block a punt, you get a punt return, like A&M could just beat you so many ways. And that includes the offense too, Mike. I mean, South Carolina's defense, I think they can win some battles on Saturday, but I think asking them to hold up for 4 quarters is going to be hard. I mean, A&M has been over 30 points in 8 of their 9 contests this year. South Carolina's 14th in the SEC against the run. That's bad news against this A&M front and rushing attack. Now, South Carolina is 5th in the SEC in pass efficiency defense. So maybe you bend a little bit, but you don't break. You hold up on third downs. You hold up in the red zone. Don't give up touchdowns. And you make it a lower possession kind of game. And maybe that helps South Carolina keep this one close into the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm. All right. So who you got winning?
Mike, I think it's hard to make a scenario for South Carolina to win this game. Just too many advantages for Texas A&M and the motivation to finish the job, get a little bit closer to the SEC championship and a spot in the college football playoff. So unless there's a bunch of beamer ball, a heroic performance from Sellers, I like Texas A&M to win. I do think that South Carolina at least gets a cover here. I like A&M 34, South Carolina 17. I think 19 to 20 points is quite a lot in the SEC this year for a spread.
Yeah, particularly if A&M is not playing their starters late in the game.
Keeping them fresh for the
Sanford.
It's funny you bring that up because Ohio State, if you look at their snap count, has played a low snap count this season, largely to keep guys fresh for the playoff run. So just thinking about that, maybe in some of these teams, do we see like a lower possession ball control kind of game to say, hey, we got to keep guys fresh for Texas and the playoff and SEC championship potentially?
Yeah. So